Today's episode is about investing in you, Mom and Dad, because the healthier you are, the healthier your parenting becomes. And with that in mind, today's guest focuses on you as a human being, as an adult, and I think that's valuable. Before we're parents, we're people. The way we think, regulate our emotions, and respond to life's challenges shapes every interaction we have. In the second half, we bring these principles back to parenting. We explore how they influence the way we connect with our children, and I hope you stay with us right to the end because I know you will not be disappointed. The nuggets seem to get broader and deeper and more rich. The question at the heart of our conversation is, what if one of the greatest gifts you could ever give your child is becoming a more regulated version of yourself? Together, we explore practical ways to calm your nervous system, interrupt unhelpful patterns, and build simple daily habits that help you become the person you want to be. You'll also hear about a simple strategy called a daily worry window, and that can quiet an anxious mind. And did you know your calm presence can actually help another person's nervous system settle? Brandon also shares a free resilience toolkit available in the show notes to help you put these ideas into practice. By caring for yourself first, you'll discover meaningful ways to care even more effectively for your kiddos. Does your child have a speech-language delay and you really want them to talk? Do difficult behaviors derail home life and you know the frustration is a communication struggle? Does your child see a speech therapist and you wonder, what do they do and how can I help? If these or similar questions are in your mind, this podcast is for you. Hello, my name is Dina Lynn Rosenbusch. I am a speech-language pathologist that has worked with children from birth to 21 for 3 decades. And in my classrooms, I see you wanting to connect with the heart of your child, but their speech and language skills create a barrier. So if you have a kiddo that has difficult behaviors, needs to expand their language or learn to say speech sounds, and maybe even receives speech therapy, stay tuned, because in this podcast, you will learn how to use your daily life as a tool to communication practice and how to do that practice. You will become confident knowing you are making the difference you want to make. And you will hear success stories of parents who have navigated these struggles already. We'll do this all while focusing on building deep, meaningful connection and confidence in your kiddo. So grab a cup of coffee along with a notebook and pen. It's time to speak in the way your child's brain understands. And that is the language of play. Welcome back to the Language of Play. I'm glad you're here. I hope your holiday was fabulous last weekend. And now before we begin, I'd like to call attention to our sponsors because I really choose carefully which sponsors I'm going to promote. And these 2 sponsors I very much believe in. The first one, Clever Ellie, the car charger that talks to you. I've been using Clever Ellie in my car to test it out for several weeks now, and I'm very pleased to say that it is non-intrusive, it is comfortable to listen to, and it has actually been a good reminder for me in a different sort of way than expected. I arrived to the store to get what I need, and then I heard the car charger say to me, "Don't forget to check the back seat." And I thought, oh yeah, I have a return to make. So I guess there's another use for Clever Ellie beyond helping prevent children from being accidentally forgotten in the back seat, which I love that mission. But in trying out this product, I discovered another benefit. So whether you're a parent, grandparent, or caregiver, Clever Ellie is one of those practical tools that help you support the people you love. Follow the link in the show notes to learn more and receive a free charging cable with your purchase. The second sponsor I'm very happy to bring to you is Real Prosperity, Inc. Family finances can be stressful. And a while back, I shared a free ebook from financial freedom mentor Penelope Jane Smith. That is still available through the show notes. But now she's hosting a 3-day online event called Financial Freedom 101. I've personally attended twice, and both times got so much practical, helpful information about how to manage money, how to understand investing, and creating systems that support your future. What I love is that you don't feel pressured or discouraged. You leave feeling empowered. And despite covering a tremendous amount of material, the 3 days seemed to fly by. And since I know Penelope personally, she has gifted scholarships to anyone that uses the link in the show notes to go to that financial freedom event. So if understanding your finances and investing in your future seems like something you want to learn a little bit more about, this is a tremendous opportunity. Go click the link in the show notes and you will be guided to the page. We have an exciting announcement here at the Language of Play, and that is that the next cohort for group coaching will begin in the fall. At this point, I am taking names for the waitlist so that I know who wants to be notified. So if that is you, email the word waitlist to hello@thelanguageofplay.com. There is no commitment in the waitlist. It simply means that I know you want to be notified. One of the benefits of group coaching is that, one, you can come with your own questions, but when you listen to other people, they often have questions that you didn't even realize that you have. So by listening to other people talk about their parenting issues, we feel supported, we feel seen, we're not alone, and it is very encouraging. And many times, people make friends. Send the word waitlist, and I will put you on the list. All right, let's now get started with our pre-recorded episode with Brandon Barber. Michelle and Brandon Barber help parents become the calm, confident leaders their children need in a world that feels more overwhelming than ever. After spending decades coaching leaders, entrepreneurs, and families, creating 100+ courses that have helped over 1 million individuals, they saw a deeper pattern. Kids need emotionally regulated, present, resilient parents. Through their resilience-based parenting frameworks, Brandon and Michelle teach moms and dads how to stop reacting from stress, fear, or exhaustion and start responding with clarity, connection, and confidence so their children grow up feeling safe, seen, and supported. Brandon Barber, I'm so glad you're here today on the Language of Play. So welcome. Thank you for bringing your expertise, on resilience to talk with us about parenting and to our families. Before we begin, tell us a little bit about you.
Oh my gosh. There's so much to tell, and then it's all at the same time so little. But Dina Lynn, I'm a parent of 4 boys. I've been married for 25 years. I've been running a coaching business for 25 years. I got married and started my coaching business at the same time. So we've been helping, oh my gosh, we've helped literally over 1 million people over the last 25 years.
Wow.
Become more resilient, become less stressed, become um, uh, happier and living a more healthy and effective life, even at the expense of pain and struggle going on.
Tell me how you do that, Brandon.
Well, there are 2 things that you can do in life. You can feel pain and you can suffer.
They don't have
And
to be the same.
they don't have to be the same.
Yeah.
They don't have to be the same. And so I think pain's inevitable. Pain is the price of passion. We are all going to experience pain. Now, pain as it relates to our kids, oh my gosh, there's nothing more painful than as it pertains to our kids. I've worked with a lot of my clients who have lost children at a young age, or at any age. And oh my gosh, I can't even imagine how painful that would be. But nothing is more painful than when our kids are hurting and when we see our kids struggling. What we don't have to do is suffer.
Explain the difference between pain and suffering. They seem like they go together.
Yeah, they don't. Suffering is a choice. And here's what I think suffering is. Suffering is having pain without any meaning. So if I have this massive toothache and it's just like it's throbbing and I can't, like it's just intense and I can't do anything about it, and it's just all I can do is get to a dentist and have a dentist take care of it.
Hmm.
I'm suffering. There's no meaning in that pain. What meaning is that? That's just pain.
Hmm.
But when we struggle with things day to day, when we deal with our struggles of our life, when we struggle with our kids, when in 2019 I got a cancer diagnosis and I curled up in a ball on my floor and in a fetal position and couldn't function for months because I thought I was dying. I thought literally didn't know if I was going to survive. Um, how did I bring? How did I make? How did I make it so I wasn't suffering and I was just in pain? How does somebody who has something that they're struggling with immensely deal with that and not have pain or
Mm.
not have suffering? You ask yourself this question: what am I learning and how am I growing? Especially so I might be able to serve somebody in the future. We have six main needs as human beings. Our needs are certainty. We must have certainty in our life. We must have variety. We must have significance. We must have love and connection. And we must have growth and contribution.
Can you repeat those?
Certainty,
Hmm.
variety, significance, love and connection, growth, and contribution. The last two are ultimately spiritual needs.
Yeah.
If we're not growing, we're dying. And if we're not contributing, we don't have a deeper purpose. So, literally, what I have done and taught people for years is when you're in a state of suffering, you're focused in a few areas. And here's the areas you're focused in: I'm losing something or I've lost something.
Mm.
I'm losing something or I've lost something. I've either lost my will or I'm losing my ability to do this, or I there's some sort of focus, heavy focus on loss or losing. Or I might never have something. So now you've actually taken hope out of it. Now there might never be something. And when we focus our attention in loss, less, or never, we will suffer.
That makes sense.
Pain is saying, hey, listen, how am I growing? What am I learning so that I might be able to serve somebody? And you're meeting your two highest level needs, which is growth and contribution. And when you can step into that space, you no longer suffer. Pain's inevitable. Pain's the price of passion. In order to have a passionate life, we must have pain.
Pain
We're
is
all
also the experience of living, too.
part of it, part of the
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
So, can you live in pain and still live a very happy, wonderful, incredible life? And yes, and in fact, you can fulfill your top two needs by turning your pain into something that is beautiful, turning your pain into something where you are serving somebody else. And that can be in a discussion that you have with somebody day to day, or it can be in you turning what you have into something you give bigger to the world.
Sure.
And that can be a course or a program or coaching or whatever it is you do. But what you have, turning that into something that's a legacy where you serve lots of other people, that's that's a purpose. That's a way to create growth and contribution. So your
Mhm.
pain has meaning.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
When parents are in that place of pain where they're worried about loss, losing, or maybe never with
Yeah.
their kiddos, I
Mhm.
imagine that the worry can disarm and unstabilize a parent.
Mhm.
How do you suppose you would use your thoughts for regulating?
It's interesting because I used to think that thoughts were the most important thing in the world, but
Mm.
science shows that we have an emotion 7 seconds before we have a thought. So if you think about seven sets, that's a long time. One, two, three, four, five. The emotion shows up before the thought does. So here's what I think our goal is. We
Now,
have,
I need to pause on that and ask a
okay.
question because maybe
Yeah.
there's two different ways to see it, and maybe there's two different understandings, like situations. I always heard that according to the belief you have, is the thoughts you have, and your emotions follow the thought.
Isn't that crazy? I used to think the same thing.
Okay, so now this is what I was taught by a coach. So I'm wanting you to tease apart. Is it belief and then feeling and then thought? Or how does that work?
Let let's step back for a sec and look
Okay.
at that. We have three minds. We have three brains, parts of our brain, three main parts of our brain. We
Okay.
have the instinctive brain. Instinctive brain thinks in absolutes, like it's death or safety, right? So it's like I instinctive brain needs to be safe. Our subconscious brain, that's where all of our emotions come from. Now it's subconscious, so we're not aware of it. And then it's our conscious brain. That's the part of our brain that we are aware of. That's the part of our brain that we are thinking back and forth. It's the part of our
Okay.
brain that asks questions. So if you look at those three parts of our brain,
Mhm.
our emotions are coming from our subconscious. And then our conscious brain has a thought about it. Oh, here's what this means, or here's what I believe about this, or here's what I'm thinking about this. But the emotion comes from our subconscious way before our conscious brain even has thoughts about it.
So where would the emotion come from?
Past experiences, some
Okay.
of them, some of them aren't even ours. If you look at generational trauma, some of it's built into our DNA. Some of it is our own past traumas, past experiences, past beliefs, past understandings, anything that's gone on in the world around us that has consumed us and is sitting in our subconscious that we're not, any of our stories that we've created that are in our subconscious, our identity is in our
Mm.
subconscious. So your identity might be, it's like I watch all these people do this on a day-to-day basis. So I'm setting new goals and objectives. I'm like, you're setting new goals and objectives, but your subconscious may fight against those goals and objectives. In other words, your conscious brain might want to say, hey, I want this goal. But in your subconscious, your identity is, I'm not this person. For example, people are like, hey, I want to lose 20 pounds. But then in your subconscious, I'm not a gym person. I'm overweight. I'm an unhealthy person. That lives in your subconscious, that identity. So consciously, we might not even be aware of some of the identities that sit in our subconscious, but then we battle that. So a lot of people, a lot of parents are going to be like, hey, I really want to experience this place where I'm not in a suffering state. I'm in a pain place, but I can turn this into something that is serving the world.
Yeah.
Um, but in their subconscious lives this place that says, "Hey, I'm not a good communicator," or "Hey, I need to be suffering in order to be okay
To
because I
be
can't."
loved, to find
Well, and
wholeness.
and I in order to feel not feel guilt, like can you
Oh,
be
yeah.
happy even when there's problems and struggles, even when my son, my kids are there's always one of them going through something.
Hmm.
And one of my kids, what they're going through right now is a really devastating breakup with a girlfriend that he's had for 3 years. And I mean, I hurt for him and oh my gosh, he's in pain and like, oh, this is so hard. And he's distraught and he doesn't even know like whether he's coming or going and he's crying and oh my gosh, it's so hard to watch. But do can I still be a happy person? Can I still be a fulfilled person? Can I still go and
Hmm.
serve people if I have an identity in my subconscious that says you cannot, you have to be in pain if your kids are in pain? Like that's an
Okay.
identity. That's a
I
subconscious belief system.
I see this. Okay. So thank you for teaching this. Now let's take that forward into the parent who's got some kiddos, young kiddos, and they're worried about these kids and their kids' development.
Yeah.
And how do they not suffer because of that worry?
Yeah. Worry is an interesting thing, isn't it? I
Hmm.
here's our goal. I think our goal as human beings are this: to calm the instinctive brain, guide the subconscious brain so the conscious brain can get what it wants. So that's our goal. Now, how do you go about doing that
Yeah.
step by step? Um, worry, here's one of the things I practiced around worry. Worry is ruminating. Worry, ruminating, they're the same thing, spiraling, thinking that somehow that's going to do us some good. So I come from a long line of worriers in my family.
Me too.
So when I got cancer in 2019, I worried every second. But
Hey.
here's what I got good at. I got good at saying, I'm going to set up a time to worry. So I literally created what's called my worry. I don't even what did I even it's still literally in my calendar today. What do I call it? My worry window. It's
Yeah.
my worry window where literally I spend 30 minutes worrying. So what I do from 6 to 6:30, I do all my worrying and I write it all down. I write all my worries down, like all of them, like, and
I've
so
heard other people say this is really effective.
it's effective. And then once you do that, once I put it on a piece of paper, I put it in what I call my God box, which is this big box right here, big
Okay.
plastic box that I have that I throw it in there and I give it to God. Whatever your belief system is, you give it to a higher power, you give it to whatever that is for you, but you give it, you put it away.
So you physically tell your brain it's being stored, it's not being forgotten, it's being given to a power that can handle it so that you don't have to, and you no
Right.
longer are holding it. Is that the idea?
That, that's right. But
Okay.
here's the logistics part of this. It's 10 o'clock in the morning and you start worrying. And you go, hey, remember, brain, subconscious brain, I need you on board. We're doing the worry window at 6 o'clock tonight. Because I don't want to show up at 6 o'clock that night and not have anything to worry about, which has happened before. I'm like, oh, what do I worry about? I'm like, yeah, see, I worried about it all day long. So I want to have that window to worry. So then I tell my brain, subconscious, there's no reason to worry right now at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock or whenever it is. Save it for 6 o'clock when we have the worry window. So you have plenty of stuff to worry about at that time, right?
Isn't that amazing that we can talk to our own brain that way and it responds? I
You
think
got
that's
to
astounding.
get subconscious on board. That's the key is subconscious. I
Okay.
need you on board with this, right? Because
Okay.
remember, we're guiding subconscious so the conscious mind gets what it wants.
Okay.
So that's a part of the worry window.
Does that
Um,
relate to when there's a behavior that I want to do and I derail myself? So a parent wants to um, train their kids a certain way. Maybe they want to yell less, they want to smile more, they want to um, build confidence in their kids, they want to take their kids more often out to play ball, whatever it is. We have this desire to do something, but we hijack ourselves. Is that also that subconscious?
I think so. I mean, not 100%. It's not an absolutes. Hey, I need to sit down with my son and do this game, but I don't feel like sitting down and playing Predator Clue for the 15th time, right?
Hmm.
In the last couple of weeks. So, is it all subconscious? No. Sometimes it's just we
Okay.
don't feel like doing it, right? But I think if there's something that is a habit that we want to create, a new habit that we want to form. You mentioned yelling at your kids, like not being so short with your kids. That's
Hmm.
a habit that's probably as all parents want to create a habit where we're more calm with our children.
Hmm.
Where's your nervous system? Because we're not talking about a habit problem. We're talking about a nervous system situation.
Okay.
If your kids are in trouble, if your kids are having a hard time, if your kids are struggling, your nervous system is probably wrecked. Your
Sure.
nervous system, you need more certainty in your nervous system. It's not a habit thing. I want my nervous system to create more certainty so that I'm not struggling. So, what are people doing on a day to day basis to take care of their nervous system? Science says the five most important things we do. Number one is breath work. I breathe every single day.
Yep, me
So
too.
do all of you, or else you would not be living, right?
That's right.
You would not be standing right now, or sitting, or existing. You would be 6 feet underground. So you do it every day. So it's like this obvious thing, like, do we breathe? But I watch all these people and they're way up here and they hold their breath a lot. So 6 minutes of deep breathing.
So belly breathing.
Belly, well, and yeah, belly breathing, and there's we can do coherent breathing, we can do box breathing, we can do, I mean, there are all these different breath techniques that we can do. Just 6 minutes of deep breath. You
Okay.
don't even have to focus so much on it coming from your gut. It's just I'm
Big.
sucking in air, but I'm blowing it out. That's it for 6 minutes.
Okay.
And time yourself. And it's amazing what happens when you do that. Most people go, I feel a little lightheaded. Yeah, it's because you're not breathing deep throughout your day. You're holding your breath. Nervous system's holding our breath for the next bad thing to happen. Oh my gosh, like oh my kid's gonna do this.
Mm,
My kid's gonna have this. Like, so we need our nervous systems in check. We actually have a
okay.
whole we have a tool we're going to give everybody called the resilience toolkit or the resilience first aid kit that's going to talk about some of the things you can do here that will give everybody as part of this. But deep
Wonderful.
breathing, deep breath is critical. 6 minutes of deep breath will, but you do it ahead of time. Don't wait until you're in a place where your nervous system is overwhelmed. Do it ahead of time. Make it a protocol that you do every single day.
Okay.
Science says the number two thing is cold water, cold plunges, even just a cold shower or cold. Now that's difficult for a lot of people, but cold water on your face, a cold towel around your neck, some sort of cold water therapy. Now this is pre Wim Hof. So science has been communicating this long before Wim Hof has talked about, cold plunges and the big cold plunge
I have
process.
one child that does cold plunge, cold baths, and she
Yeah,
says that that's exactly the word she said. It's like it resets her nervous system. And
totally.
she said that it has helped her more than any therapy, more than anything that she's ever done, and it's been great for her. Like whether we're talking muscle joint stuff or we're talking nervous system, everything. She said it's good. I haven't gotten
And,
myself to do
and
that yet.
instinctive brain will fight you on this, right?
Oh, my
Instinctive
instinctive
brain will
brain
be like,
fights me hard on that.
this is going to kill me. This is painful. This is hard. Do not do this. So
Yeah.
this is where you have a big giant dialogue with instinctive brain, where conscious brain is like, I want this. I want this to happen. Instinctive brain is, no, this will kill you. And it does not kill you. It actually is good for you.
Well, yeah. And my conscious brain is saying, I don't think I want that.
Yeah.
I kind of want to want that. I
Yeah.
do. I want to want it. And then if I wanted it, then I think I would do it. But anyway, there's probably some language shifting that we need to do in order to get ourselves to move in these directions.
Yeah, I mean, you can use language, you can use your physiology, you can use your focus for sure. We talk a lot about future pacing, and future pacing is just asking yourself, hey, how do you want to feel later today? How do you want to feel an hour from now? How do you want to feel 6 months from now? And some of that future pacing sometimes is a good um, tool to help us to move so we get more leverage, not just motivation, but leverage.
Apply that to the parent of young kids.
Leverage,
Future pacing.
future pacing. If we looked at worry, where will you be if you continue to worry 3 months from now?
Ah,
Where will you be if you continue to worry 6 months from now? Think about every day worrying,
yeah.
worrying. What's that like 6 months from now? How are you for your kiddo when you're worrying? How do you show up for them? And imagine 6 months from now, a year, 2 years. Imagine what that's like for so long worrying. Now you
Hmm.
have a new tool called the worry window. Imagine if you use the worry window and you stopped worrying throughout the day and only did it 30 minutes a day. Where would you be a week from now? How would that be impacting the world a month from now? How would you show up for your kids a month from now? How would that show up 6 months from now, a year from now? So that's an example of future pacing, doing something that you want to do and stop doing what you don't want to do any longer.
This sounds like self leadership.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Self leadership, you can't have self leadership without creating protocols for yourself that are something that you do every day that take care of you so that you show up better in the world. How many parents out there are taking care of themselves or they have an identity in their subconscious that says, I have to show up for my kids before I can show up for me?
Oh, yeah, that was me for lots of years.
Yeah. And the problem is you don't show up as good for your kids. That's when you are more short with your kids. That's when you don't want to play that game again. It's where
Hmm.
you're like, I'm exhausted, I'm beat down. But if you have protocols where you take care of you, so you show up better for the world and better for your kids, I don't think that's being selfish. I think that's probably the most unselfish thing you can do.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to make it happen, though. When the kids have tantrums or meltdowns or whatever, it's hard to make it happen on your timeline because they get up when you don't want them to. It's hard to make it happen when you've got a schedule that you're trying to fly through and there's kids of all ages. So, what would
Yes.
you say to that parent?
I would say you do hard things.
We do hard things. Good.
You do hard things. This is another hard thing that you will do. But how critical is it to make it happen? Now, again, if if you're schedule if it's hard to schedule in, like for me, my kids are all out of the house now. I can go exercise whenever I want. When they were
Mhm.
growing up, I had to wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning if I wanted to start my day with exercise. But I found a way to create it during the day. So whether it was noon, whether it was 2, whether it was 5, I found a way,
Mm.
right? I found a way to make it critical. I found a way to make it a priority. If I did not exercise, I was in trouble. If I didn't do 6 minutes of deep breath, I was in trouble. If I didn't meditate, I was in trouble. If I didn't do some sort of stretching with my body, I was in trouble. And then I just showed up shorter for my kids. So what I realized is that I found a space to do it. And here's the space that I don't think is good to do it. Wait until it's midnight and then you stay up from midnight until 3 o'clock because that becomes your time, because then you're exhausted the next day and then you repeat the cycle.
Yeah. It's easy to
So
do, but I certainly agree.
I did that for years. I took care of myself, but between the hours of 12 and 3, and then I'd wake up every morning with the struggle on my
Hmm.
hands every single day. But it's only because I could take care of myself between those times because everybody else needed me the entire day. But that was part of my subconscious identity.
Sure.
It wasn't truth.
So it
It
was the
wasn't
story
truth.
you told yourself that
Yes,
wasn't necessarily a conscious story.
100%. It was a subconscious story that in order for me to be enough, I needed to take care of everybody else. In order for me to be loved,
Mm.
I needed to take care of everybody else. And the problem is, if I did that, I couldn't show up for everybody like I really wanted to. So
Hmm.
as soon as I started recognizing that my protocols became vital and important and critical for the rest of the world, otherwise, I'm not here. In 2019, I got a cancer diagnosis. Like I said, if I'm
That's
not even
huge.
here, if I'm not even here for anybody, what good am I? What
Okay,
good am I
so
really serving
let's
everybody?
let's talk about that for a moment here. That was
Yeah.
6 years ago. How are you doing?
I got an incredible bill of health.
Good.
So I'm all good. Everything's good. I'm at my ideal weight. I don't eat
Congratulations.
sugar. I don't have inflammation in my body. But I made a conscious decision to practice protocols.
Yeah.
That's it. I had enough leverage. I wanted to stay alive to do that.
Mm.
So there's an old Roman proverb that says, "Fate will help the willing, and those who won't, she will drag." For 15 years of my adult life, I was 20 to 30 pounds overweight, and I'd go on diets and I'd do other things, and I knew I needed to take care of myself, but did I? No, not until fate drugged me and said, "Here, you have cancer. Now you must take care of yourself." So I would tell all the parents out there, don't wait until you get drugged. Take care of you now. Because if you don't, what good are you if you're not even here on the planet? What good are you if you're so exhausted you can't even show up? What good are you if you're so reactive to everything around you? That's why it's so critical to take care of you and do it now. Don't wait until it becomes detrimental.
Sure. And that's what you're teaching your kids.
Oh man, teach your kids this.
Yeah, we need to teach our kids how to take care of themselves by taking care of ourselves too. I did not teach that to my kids. I did not understand that while I was raising kids. And I watch them and I'm telling them now, but they don't quite know what I mean. Not
Yeah,
yet.
I did the same thing. My two oldest, I didn't teach them how to self-soothe. My two youngest, taught how to self-soothe. And my two youngest are so much more effective in the world. They're so much better in the world. They have way less anxiety. They have way less struggle. They know how to self-soothe. And it was just
Mhm.
me sitting down with my kids when they were having too much going on and saying, let's sit down and do 6 minutes of deep breath. And I'd do it with them.
Mm,
And I'd listen to them. I'd validate them. I'd sit in the space with them. And what I was teaching them is how to self-soothe. Now today, when I watch my kids have a lot of emotion or too much going on, my two oldest freak out. They don't know what to do. They're overwhelmed. It comes out in this negative place in their emotions. My two youngest, they go take 6 minutes of deep breaths. They go balance their nervous system because I taught them how to self-soothe when they were younger. I wish I would have done that with my older two.
sure, sure. And it's harder to learn later, but they will learn when they're ready. But now
Yeah,
it's their choice.
yeah, yeah.
So I love, before you go here, I kind of want to have you repeat what you said because I think that it's a great place to tell our parents how you self soothe, how you self regulate with a child when they're very young, how you teach them. I know you just said it, but I think it's so powerful because it's something actionable. And like your illustration, it makes a huge difference. So imagine that you are a parent of, let's say, 5 and 7 year old.
Hmm.
How do you do this when you're going to teach them how to self-soothe? And we know it's going to impact their meltdowns. It's going to impact different power struggles. It'll impact a lot. How are you going to manage that?
Well, first, I'm going to go back to, are you practicing your own protocols?
Good.
Because if you're not practicing your own protocols, then you're just going to react to it. It's one more stressor. And when they
Mm.
see you react, how do they react? So if you're calm and you're in a place where you can take it because your nervous system can take it because you've taken care of your nervous system, then when they're in their overwhelm, when they're in their overwhelm of emotion, you can stay in a calm space and the look on your face, the tone in your voice, that alone can create some calmness. But hey, like what I would say to my son back then, I was like, hey, buddy, what's going on? Talk to me. And he'd say, well, I don't know, and blah, blah, and this is going on. And I'd say, are you at a high level? What level are you at? Are you at a one, two, or three?
So you
And
already taught these levels to them.
at the levels, which is all in your first aid kit for all of you who want your first aid kit,
Oh,
teaching you
perfect.
about how different levels show up so you can teach your kids to be able to communicate and say, I'm at this level. So it's like the little pain chart when you go in the doctor's office that's got a little smiley face and you're at a one or you're at a 10.
Yeah.
This is mentally, like emotionally, where are you? And this
Yeah.
is a way for them to tell you without going, well, I'm feeling this, and this. Because kids, do they really know what they're feeling? No, they're just overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So having them be able to tell you what level they're at is for you to understand, but for also for them to understand. Because when they're at a level one, they know they have tools that can help a level one. When they're at a level two, and so forth. So having them tell me, I'd say, buddy, where are you? What level are you at? Dad, I think I'm a level two right now. Okay, let's do this. I'm with you. I'm not going anywhere. I don't have anywhere to go. I don't have anywhere I need to be. You don't have anything you need to do. Let's just sit for a second. And I'd sit with them. I'd say, tell me more about what's going on. Help me understand
Nice.
what's happening. Tell me more became my three best words.
Hmm.
And I'd let them express, I'd let them expound without me owning it or taking it on. So that means my expressions weren't over the top. My tone was calm. My expression was calm. I'd already balanced my nervous system.
I love that
So
you're not taking on their stuff. That's
can't
a
take the stuff.
skill to gain too.
Yeah. You stay objective. And when you stay objective, they start to calm. Science says that our nervous systems, when our nervous system is balanced, their nervous system can feed off of our nervous system and become balanced.
Ah,
All we need to do is sit with another person who has a balanced nervous system and ours starts to calm down. But if we have two people with heightened level or heightened nervous systems, we have a struggle, we have a problem. right? So your nervous system is so important to be in a calm space, and then walk through deep breaths with them. Hey, breathe with me. Let's breathe together. When you breathe together with them, now you're balancing that nervous system with them, but you're teaching them the art of breath work and how powerful it is. When they feel better after this, and you'll know because it's after the cry and they're like, right? They
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
that sort of, their nervous system is like back in check. And when they feel better, they're like, oh my gosh, this works. And now you do it again and again and again and again. You're teaching them self-soothing.
I love that. Brandon, that is a strategy that is going to help many, many families. Everybody that decides to take it on, it will be very, very helpful. So, everybody, I encourage you to get that first aid kit, the Resilience First Aid Kit. You'll find it in the show notes. Brandon, thank you for giving that gift to the listeners. I very much appreciate that. And thank you for coming and sharing your expertise here on the Language of Play.
Yeah, thanks, Dina Lynn. Thanks for having us.
Is there, where can our people connect with you in about 10 seconds?
BrandonandMichelleBarber.com.
There you go. BrandonandMichelleBarber.com will be also in the show notes. Thank you again.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks, Dina Lynn.
Mm-hmm. Go to the show notes to find the Resilience First Aid Toolkit, and also to send the word waitlist to me at hello@thelanguageofplay.com so that you can get on the waitlist to find out the details for the next cohort of the group coaching program. Hey parents, I hope you found this episode helpful. If so, would you please take 30 seconds and share it with a friend who also lives or works with children? I would really appreciate it if you would leave a quick review for the show on Apple Podcasts. I read every review, and it lights me up to know that this show is making a difference. Then come join my Facebook community, where you'll meet other parents who are dedicated to helping their children grow too. You'll find the link in the show notes. Thank you for joining me. Now it's time to go. Let's pop our kiddos in the strollers and go look around outdoors and see what we have to talk about.